Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Truth Podcast. My guest today is Melissa LeMay, and she is the owner and founder of Graphic Maven. She is a visual content creator, strategist, and Canva certified creative. Welcome to the show, Melissa.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Awesome. We have not had a Canva person on yet, and I use it a lot, and I suck. So this should really be a good thing for me and my listeners.
Oh, there you go. I'm happy to be here and to help anyone if I can.
You probably can. So it's difficult to make stick figures in Canva, but no, I'm kidding. That's about the extent of my artistic skills, I'll tell you the truth. But no, can you tell me what lit the fire for you to become an entrepreneur in the first place?
Yeah, for sure. So I've always been, I like to say that I'm a spontaneous person. So, I'm the kind of person that, if I want to go on a trip tomorrow, I want to be able to go and just, pack my stuff and go. I like adventures and all that stuff. So having a 9-to-5 job that made that spontaneous very hard to, a hard thing to do because, you got to ask for vacation time and all that stuff. So I always had that struggle when it came to, I guess, following rules and protocols and that stuff. So, so that's the first thing that I can say that pushed me. But also, at one point, as I was getting older, I kind of felt stuck. Salary raise, always waiting for a raise when you know that you're worth more, but you're working in a small business and you can't necessarily afford more money. And I knew that I was worth more than what I was getting. So that was another thing that, got me thinking that, maybe I should start something. But I stayed in that phase of I should start something for a long time. I'm a little embarrassed to say it, but it took me a while. And really what hit me in the fields was a few years ago. My second son was in grade 4, I believe. And he was presenting a project in front of the whole school. And I wasn't able to go because my employer didn't let me go. The school was a 2-minute drive. I would have been gone for an hour. I was willing to take my lunch break to go. Anyways, it didn't work out. I was not allowed to go. And that really, really pissed me off. Mm-hmm. And I think his presentation was in April. And by June, I had quit my job because I was like, there's no way that anyone is going to keep me from attending something that is important for my kids or something that is important to me. And that really just was... That was just it. That was the moment where I was like, okay, that's it. I had enough. I got to move on.
You know what? That's exactly what happens to us. We're put in a box, basically. You know what I mean? We're kind of put in this little cube, little thing like this. And it's like, you can go here, here, and here, and here, and here, but we're going to tell you when and where. And there's just something about that I can't do either. It just can't. Dictating when you wake up, when you go to bed, when, like Sunday, I used to dread going in Mondays. It would start for me about 2:00 in the afternoon. I know that sounds crazy, but it would about 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, Mom, my day's almost over. Because I had to get up at 4 a.m. So It's like, I only have a few hours left before I have to sleep, or I'm not going to be up for work. And then when you're pressured to sleep, it's hard to sleep. And I'm not even sure. And I know this sounds crazy, but I don't even think a lot of us were meant to fit into those boxes that they put us in. Yeah. Because it's not healthy.
I totally agree.
In one way, it's just not even healthy to be put in that situation. And to be separated from a child that's presenting something and wants you there, you want to be there, but there's a barrier, and the barrier is your job. Well, the job's got to go. I mean, that's just, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. And now that I think back, I regret not just being like, you know what, too bad, I'm going. But it was the push that I needed. And in a way, I'm kind of grateful because maybe I would have never taken that, the plunge of starting my own business. So I think it was very eye-opening, and I'm grateful for that for sure.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I mean, it was your launching point.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can thank them now. Hey, guess what? You really helped me out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's funny because that employer, I remember, like I was happy at that, well, happy-ish, I guess, at that place. You know, I had really great bosses. You know, they valued my work and all that stuff. So when I told them that I was leaving, they really tried to keep me, to keep me. You know, tried to tell me, oh, we'll give you more money, but you know, it wasn't even about the money at that point. It was just like the flexibility of my schedule, and I still talk to them. Like I still
Oh,
go to
that's
that
cool.
store, and
That's cool.
we have a good relationship. So
That's good though. I mean,
yeah,
it's not good to have grudges or anything like
no.
that. All right, let's switch into tell me what you do. What did you jump into?
Oh, well, 3 years ago, I didn't jump into Canva. I didn't even know that Canva existed. So I started as, because you know, when that moment happened, and I was like, okay, I had enough. I have to start my own business. You know, I did some online research, and I was like, okay, I'm going to be a VA. You know, I'm going to be a virtual assistant. And I started with that, and I found a client before I even quit my job, which was great because I was able to replace my income like instantly. But I hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy. Maybe it was a type of work that I was doing. Just I was doing admin stuff, you know, like answering emails and importing data into like spreadsheets. And
Oh,
you know what? We need people that do this, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't creative enough for me. And I felt like I was still stuck to my desk having to answer emails. So I did that for a while until I kind of found my own way um, into what I do now, which was kind of a side hustle, I guess, because I started creating graphics, and then people would come to me and say, hey, I like what you're doing. Can you help me with mine? And then it kind of just started from there. And then I let go of the VA stuff completely, and I transitioned into the graphic world, I guess.
so your world is pretty graphic. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more about Canva and what you do with that program and what is it for people that don't
Okay, so Canva is basically a design software. It's a tool. They have a free version and then they have a paid version. And you can create like so many things with Canva. You can create, you know, business card, posters, graphic for online, like it can be Facebook ads or, you know, just nice posts like your banners for your podcast, like stuff like that. All that, anything that is a visual image can be created online. A lot of people will create also like worksheets, workbooks, ebooks, like lead magnets, or if they're creating like cheat sheets or anything like that. Everything can be created in Canva.
Yeah, I use it for thumbnails right now for my YouTube videos, and
Mm-hmm.
I use it for wow, actually a bunch of other things like a social media stuff. They have stuff where it says inspiring sayings or whatever, and then you just put your branding on it and post it to Facebook. It's pretty easy to do that too, just to have content going out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have like a lot of amazing templates. Even on the free version, they have like if someone is just looking to, you know, take a look at it or just see if the platform is for them, like even with the free version you can get a lot out of Canva. So yeah, totally.
So so what clientele do you kind of serve right now?
I mostly work with, well, I can say that I have two different kind of clientele. So I have, you know, the small business owners that are not necessarily design savvy, but still know that the visual aspect of their business is important. So those people I serve with my template shop. So if they go to my website, they can go to the template shop and then they can purchase templates that are not offered on Canva, that are a bit more they're a bit different because I can tell from being in Canva so often. So when I go like online, I can tell when people are using Canva um, templates, right? Because they're popular, and I see them over and over again. So if someone wants to stand out a little bit more, but don't necessarily have the budget to invest in a designer, then they can go to the template shop, and then the prices in the shop ranges from I think $20 to $35, depending on the bundles that they pick. Now, so that's a great way for people that are just starting out. They're not necessarily design savvy. Then they can just purchase the templates, and they can just go in and change the text, change the color to fit their brands, and change the images if they want. So that's the one part that I do. And then I do work with solopreneurs that want to save time and want to delegate the whole design process to me. So let's say they want to create a lead magnet for their people, or they want to just have all of their graphics done for websites, or their YouTube channel, or whatever it is. Then they can come to me, and I can take that whole design aspect off their plate.
That's awesome. And hooray for the stick people out there, the people that create those.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I can tell you that.
You're in right with me. I actually don't do too bad with it, but I got taught a little bit of how to use it and a little bit of what I do, but I do blank canvas and do my own thing basically. So I don't usually use the templates unless I'm using it for like social media or something like that. Something I have, put a quote on there, change it to my colors, and do that. I'll do that every once in a while, but most things I'm doing just blank template, and then I create from there.
No, that's great. So you do have a little bit of creative in you, because most people don't know, like they stare at the blank Canva for a long time. They prefer going with the template, which is good, because then, it's just like a recipe. When you're not good in the kitchen, you follow a recipe. So template is basically the same thing. You have all the design aspects on the template, and you can just go and edit the colors and add your own text. So
just makes it so easy. It's great what technology can do these days. When I was growing up, we didn't even have the internet. So
there you go.
So now,
God,
I hate that I said that. I'm just showing my age, because usually, when I was a kid, I'm like, you know what? I don't really care what happened when you were a kid. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, I was when I was a kid. No, not now. But anyhow, so you create graphics, and what else do you do? What other types of graphic design do you do for your clients, or for people that want to be clients?
Well, this is basically it. I hang out in Canva like for probably like 90% of my workday, creating, like I said, it can be social media graphics, it can be like ebooks,
ebooks. See, okay, we didn't have those.
Yeah, I do a lot of lead magnets as well. So depending on what the lead magnet is, but the most popular one usually is ebooks and workbooks. That's what I.
So do you create just the graphics for that, or the whole lead magnet?
No, I create the whole lead magnet, and so in the package that I offer, I always offer like a little mock-up so they can actually promote their lead magnet. But I create the whole thing from scratch. Wow. No templates.
Wow. No, okay, that's good. Lots of people need that type of thing. I like that idea. All right. See, that was something different, at least that I knew, because I thought, you're just creating the graphic for it, like a book cover or something. That's what I thought. Okay.
No, I can create the whole thing, like magazines and really pretty much anything. Canva, they even have like T-shirts now. You can design T-shirts, and you can print T-shirts with Canva, which is really awesome. I just got an account for my son. It's a snow day. It was a snow day today, and it was a snow day yesterday. And he was on Canva for like a couple hours, and he was designing T-shirts. It's really cool.
There's a lot of things you could do with it. I haven't done as many things as I should, just don't have the time. And I think that what you do creates more time for the entrepreneur, because let's face it, it's a busy thing. You have a lot to do and a lot of hats to wear. And so I think that anything you can farm out, I think it's a really good idea, because then you can do what you're good at rather than being bogged down in, I'm not going to say bogged down in Canva, because that's your best friend. So it's like
Well,
talking,
it,
you know what
yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
though?
I,
You say you
yeah,
spend 90% of your time in Canva. I'm like, well, that's like your best friend then.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's either like I create my own stuff or I'm creating for clients,
Yeah.
and I actually love it. And I know when you mentioned earlier that when you were working your 9 to 5, you didn't look forward to Mondays. Well, I look forward, like I try not to work on weekends, but I always look forward to Mondays. I love what I do. So
That's really good.
it makes a huge difference for
It
sure.
makes, see, then it's not work when you love what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah,
not.
totally agree.
It's so, so what, you said you work with solopreneurs and small business owners. Anybody else? Or is that?
Well, there's always the odd clients, but those are those are the people that I work the most. And why I say solopreneurs is usually those are the people. The solopreneurs that I work with are usually the people that are, you know, they're at the phase in their business where they know they need to delegate in order to focus on what they want to do or what they love to do in their business in order to scale or grow their business. So, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Because I'm right there right now.
Yeah. So it's just like you said, if you're not design savvy or if you're not tech savvy and you're trying to design, and you know, it can be hard to do all the things like you were saying, like to wear all the hats in your business. And I forget where I was going with this, but yeah, it's a huge
It
time saver
is.
for those people.
It is, because you have so much to do when you're just managing your clients and your business and all this other stuff, your social media and all the other things that you have to do, lead magnets, all the graphic work. That's difficult for someone to do and sell and prospect and do what they're doing in the first place, and their
Yeah,
service or
totally.
whatever, or creating
The,
new courses or whatever,
yeah, the thing too is we have to keep in mind that visuals are so important. We are, you know, overstimulated on, I was going to say on social media, but everywhere really. When you watch TV, all the ads, when you're driving around, all those billboards, the ads and all that stuff. We're overstimulated with visuals all the time. So it's really important for people to understand that visuals are important for their business. It can really make a difference by having a nice graphic versus a crappy one, you know? Because people, you know, if they're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, and if your image is too busy or if it's not visually appealing, then people are just going to scroll past, even though your message might be super, super important and maybe they would resonate with your message. But if your image is not attracting to them, they're not even going to read your stuff. So it's really important to have that visual that will attract your ideal client and make them stop the scroll and then really read what you have to say.
That to echo that point, you only have a few seconds nowadays to grab someone's attention, and I really believe that that's your visuals are so important, because like you said, people are scrolling through Facebook. If something catches their eye, they'll stop. If it doesn't, they're just going to keep scrolling until something's interesting, because there's so much out there. So your visual, if it can grab them, you only have a few seconds to do it. So they're only going to see your visual in the first place.
Yep, totally.
So that's what makes that so important, because that's the difference between having someone read your message and someone scroll right past it.
Because I see this all the time too. People are trying to look professional, you know, and when you put something that doesn't look professional together, then that's the first impression that you're giving. And I have this quote on my website about first impression. You only have 4 seconds. It used to be 7 seconds. I think in person it's 7 seconds, but online you only have 4 seconds to make a first good impression. So, 4 seconds, it's not long. It
Not
goes
at
by
all.
pretty
And
quick.
that's what I was saying. You have seconds. You said 4 seconds to make some sort of an impression, but it's more what catches my eye and makes me stop
Mm-hmm. And that's
or
the
go
reason
back.
why too it's important to know who your ideal client is, because then you know what is going to catch their eyes. And I find it always goes back to knowing who you're talking to. Then you know how to design, and you know how to write, and you know how to create your content and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. That does. It makes perfect sense. Although a lot of people don't do it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's hope marketing versus actual plan.
Yeah,
And
totally.
your social media, your visual stuff, your graphic design stuff, it's very important to have that on point.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So tell us how people can get a hold of you for your services, and what kind of things do you offer to them?
Well, I hang out on Instagram a lot, but I also have a Facebook group, which is free, and it's called Canva Ninjas. And in that group, I share about all the new features that come out. Being a Canva certified creative, I get access to all the features to test them ahead of time. And
Oh,
I know when they launch. So I always one of the first to announce it, along with all the other Canva certified creative, obviously. But I'm one of the first to announce. So if people are curious about that kind of stuff, then they can join the group. And I do tutorials every week on how to use Canva and how to use the different features. So that's the second place where I hang out the most. And then obviously there's my website where you can see more about what I do and all the different packages that are available to them. So like I said, I have my template shop that people can visit. And then I have my retainer packages, which is one of my service that is the most popular, I would say, which is people are paying one fee per month and they get their stuff designed by me. So, which is pretty cool. They
oh,
don't need
that's
to
pretty
worry about
cool.
anything. Yeah.
That's
So
nice.
they just pay the one fee and then they get their stuff designed. And pretty
Yeah, that's
easy.
better than trying to. I think it's probably more inexpensive than doing it individually.
Yeah, well, I have the odd people that will prefer paying individuals. Um, I do offer packages as well for that. But I will say that I prefer working with long-term clients simply because, you know, just like any kind of relationships, as you get to know the person better, my long-term clients, they don't even review my graphics anymore. They tell me what they
And
need, I create it, and then they use it,
then they
which
just use it
is
and
really
that's
great.
it, and it's seamless. It doesn't
Yeah,
it
because
doesn't
I
seem
know
to.
them, I know what they want, I know their ideal clients, I know like everything that I need to know. So it makes the process so much easier, and it
It
makes the
does.
process for them easier for them as well, because they know that within 48 hours they'll get what they want and they can just use it.
Now, I was really interested when you said that you knew the new stuff that was coming out. Can you tell us any new stuff that's coming out and how it can be used?
Oh my God. Okay, so Canva came out with a lot of new features. I think it was in November and December. And it was so many new features that it was hard to keep up because it was just so many. So there's the t-shirt designing, which came out, I think it was maybe in last fall. So that's not new, but it's still new. Now they have the background remover, which is super awesome
I
because
use it
if
all
you
the
have,
time. I didn't know it was new. I
yeah,
use
that's
that
new.
every week or almost every day.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's great. And it's so easy because now, what did you use before?
Um, there was another tool that I used, and I can't remember what it was.
Was
I'm
it
trying to remember.
Remove BG?
Yes, yes, it
Okay,
was.
yeah. So yeah, so everybody was kind of going to that. Now it's just so awesome that you can just stay in the same platform, and it takes literally, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds to get your background removed. So that saves a lot of time and a lot of back and forth, not having to switch tabs in your browser and then, download,
Import it,
upload.
yeah, upload,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It does. It saves a lot of time. I really like that.
So that's one of the features that I really like. Then they have, and you know what, I'm not even sure of the name of it, but they have like the branded stuff now. So where you can apply all your, let's say you purchase a package from me in my template shop. Now, let's say it's all pink stuff and you want to brand it to your blue colors. So then you would open it and then you could just in one click change everything to your branding. So just one click, it's going to put all your branding colors into the different templates. So that's a time saver as well.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I don't know how to use that one yet.
Yes, I'm not sure if it's available. I know there's a lot of features that are currently rolling out. So this means you might not have it, but
Maybe.
yeah, it's coming.
Is there
There's a
anything
new.
that's coming out that hasn't been out yet?
Yes, but we're not allowed to share those.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I'm trying to
We're
get
not
any
allowed to
new
share those.
news I can get. I'm trying to get breaking news done on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're not because they don't necessarily have like a timeline on everything.
Right. Right.
So, but there are more stuff, like more things coming out, which will be super exciting. Another one too that is really good is the music feature and the video feature. So you can now upload your own videos, and you can't upload your own music yet. And I think this might be coming.
All right.
I think. I'm
That
not sure.
sounds good.
But you can upload your own video. So let's say we're doing this right now, and after the interview, you give me a recording of it. Then I can take a part of the recording, and let's say that I want to display that into like a little cell phone or a desktop screen. Then I can put our video of us in a little laptop, and then I could download it and post it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, that's really cool. No, that's really cool because
really
I've used that feature where you can put it in there, but I've only put it into graphics and stuff. That's really interesting.
Yeah, that's
to
definitely
put it like
a way
into
to
a
do
cell
it too.
phone or something. That sounds cool. I haven't done that yet. I might try it.
Yeah, you got to try it and let me know how it goes. And then there's a music feature where you can add music. And one really good example, I had it's just a member in my free group, and he shared that with us. He's a realtor and he sells lakefront properties. So he created a new Facebook cover for his business. And in the background, he took a video of water moving, and then he put the sound of water, like the water moving. So, when you watch his Facebook cover, you kind of see that and then you hear the sound, and it's really cool.
That's
so
really
there's just
cool.
different ways that you can add.
I have a question about Canva. How come when I select the Facebook cover art, it never works? It's always too small or big or something. Why does that not work?
Okay, I'm not sure exactly why, but I think they have it wrong. I think they don't have the right dimensions. And I think it needs to be updated because Facebook did change it quite often. But I do have a free tool that I can share with you where it's just like an image that I would send to you. You would download it and then you would upload it into Canva. And then it's going to tell you the dimensions and the cutoff portions of the screen. So that way you can have your cover optimized both for mobile and desktop. And that's something that I see a lot with Facebook covers. A lot of people will create one. It looks fantastic on desktop. But then when I go and look on my phone, I'm scrolling and then I see only like half of the writing.
Yep.
So it's important to, that's kind of annoying because you kind of have to create it so it fits for both for both versions. But yeah, so I have a little tool for that. And also keep in mind that Facebook groups and Facebook page covers are not the same dimensions either. So that's another tricky one.
Oh, okay. That makes sense too. See, we're learning something today, folks.
Well,
Put on
there
your
you go.
thinking
Awesome.
toques. But anyhow, no, that's good information, because it frustrates me to death to make a Facebook cover and it looks really sweet. And I put it up there and it's half of it's there or some of it's cut off. And I'm like, what? Why is it doing this? And I just
Yeah.
can't get it right no matter what I do. I even put in the right
Mhm.
dimensions and it don't work. So I've had headaches with that.
Yeah.
That's just my personal
What
experience, because I don't know what I'm doing.
what I can do, I'm not sure I shared that link with you just yet, but I do have it's one of my lead magnets, but it's free, and I think it's about 15 minutes. It's a 15-minute tutorial on how to create a Facebook cover, how to create the perfect Facebook cover, and it comes with 3 Canva templates, and it comes with the 15-minute video on how to create one, like what you should put on it and why. How, like, there's a bit of the design aspect, and then there's that
Nice.
tool that I was telling you about.
I
So
want
if
that.
people are having issues on how to create the Facebook covers so it fits, then the tool is included in that as well. So I can give you the link so you can have the tool.
Thank you, Melissa. And I also want to thank our audience, or thank you for our audience too, because I think that could be a frustration, in a lot of people. Do you know of any other frustrations there are with Canva for new users that you could solve those problems?
I think the one that I see a lot, it's the blurry images when you're downloading. So you have to keep in mind that Facebook will compress your images. So a lot of people will think that, oh, Canva is not producing high quality images. That's not the issue. It's just that that Facebook will compress the images. So you have to keep that in mind when you're creating graphics, especially for Facebook. So what the solution for that would be, if you have the Pro account, when you go to download, there's an option to double or triple the pixels of your design. So if you do that, if you have the Pro account, you can it's 1 or 2 clicks. And then it will download with higher resolution. And if you have the free account, then you can just resize it like double. So let's say your graphic is 500 by 500, then double it to 1,000 by 1,000.
Okay.
So you just double your numbers or triple your numbers if it's still blurry.
That's really good. That's good information, because people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you are certified and you do what you do to help your clientele, your customers and people, because they just don't know, and maybe they don't want to learn. Maybe they have too much to do.
Yeah, there's the people that want to learn, and there's the people that just they care
throw up their hands, and their stick
done.
figures are not going to make it, so they just go and they get Melissa so that they can improve their stick figure account. And
yeah,
it is kind of the truth,
Yeah, for sure. And I just thought about something else too, about new features. There's a batch delete, which wasn't available before, where you had to delete one image or one design one by one. Now you can select more than one, and then you can delete all at once, which is great. And I'm not sure why they didn't have that before, but now they have it. It's great. And then if you have the Pro account, there's the folders and the subfolders, which is super, super important to stay organized, because otherwise you can scroll all day long to try to find your graphics.
I'm kind of guilty of that. Or I throw everything in one place and I keep copying the same thing so that I can redo it. That's what I do.
Not saving time that way.
No, probably not. But I don't know how else to do it. So.
Now, do you have the free account or the Pro one?
I have the Pro. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So now you have access to folders and subfolders. You can organize everything.
That'll help.
You would probably give me a heart attack looking at your Canva account.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't show you because you'd be laughing at me,
No, I'd
which
be
is
laughing
okay.
with you. I
Yeah,
would be laughing with you.
I understand. I wouldn't have took offense. I didn't even mean it that way. I'm just like, I am so unorganized in that stuff. Although I'm
Mm-hmm.
organized in the podcast stuff with the folders and everything, I know where my files are and all that stuff, but I don't know why I haven't done that there yet. But it's just I want to get this done so that I can do the rest of my editing, so that I can get the rest of this done.
There you go.
It's just so I try to get my videos done in an hour and 20 minutes. It's my goal. So it's rough to hit that goal sometimes, depending on how much editing you have to do or whatever. Sometimes I don't have to do anything. A lot of times I try not to. But man, it gets
The
to
less
be
editing, the
hectic.
better, for sure. But if you were organized in your Canva account, like you would know that, okay, so I'm creating this video, I'm posting it on Facebook, and I'm going to be posting, like maybe you have your, the graphics that you use to announce a podcast, and I know in your Facebook group that you have. So if you have a template for that, then you just switch out the name of the person, switch out the title of the podcast, switch out their picture. So
yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yeah. But I keep them all in one spot. So there's like 12 of them down below. I just copy one and then the next one comes up and I flip it, I don't create it again. Yeah, I'm not creating it again. I'm switching the pictures and switching the description.
Okay, good.
Number or whatever.
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood that. I thought you were saying that you were copying and then starting over.
Oh, no. I couldn't.
Okay.
Well, I'm dumb, but no, I'm not that dumb. Oh, that wouldn't fit with my model at all. It would not. Because I have to get stuff done at a certain time or I won't get it done. Just the way it is.
There you go. It's nice that you have a goal.
Yeah. You got to, though, because there's so much to do. There really is. But I have a couple of little tools, I think, and stuff too that I use that might be helpful as well. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so if you could tell your ideal client whatever you want to tell them and just go ahead and tell them about your service and your things, and I just want to give you the floor to do that.
Yeah, I think I would tell those solopreneurs that are, ready. They're ready to scale and they're ready to grow, but they just don't know where to start. I think delegating, and not just graphic wise, just delegate something, delegate something in your business. But graphic can be quite time consuming. So definitely reach out. And if you're not sure if this is what you need, then, we can just chat and see, and then just go from there and see what your needs are. Because sometimes we think that we need something and sometimes it's not necessarily what we need. So it's good to brainstorm with someone and find out what the real needs are.
That sounds good. No, that's good. Exactly. You seem like a very good person too, a really good-hearted person, and also I think you'd really go the extra mile to help these clients out. I really do. So
yeah, I like to think so too.
Yeah, I think that I picked that up. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty good at reading people. But yeah,
well, thank you.
I think that this has been a good conversation. I think that we've learned a little bit more about Canva than we knew before. And I learned a couple of things too, because I didn't know some of the features that it does have. And I'm interested in the t-shirt thing, to be honest. But
yeah, you can have your logo and then get it printed in all the different colors.
That's kind of what I want. I wanted to wear my own shirt doing that. I would love to do that, I think. We'll see how that goes.
Then you can brag about, it's your own design.
Yeah, that's true too. I could do that. Yeah, well, probably not. I'd probably farm it out to somebody else, and then I wouldn't brag then. This has been a good... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, if you do want to learn more, because there's so much more that I want to share about Canva. So if you want to learn more, you can... I would be more than happy to have you in the Canva Ninjas Facebook group.
I want to join. I really do.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Perfect. So I'll see you there.
I will. All right. This has been a great conversation, and I appreciate you I appreciate you, Melissa. I thank you for coming on the show. I thank you for being a part of our community and showing and teaching other people about some features and some hangups that they might have had, and offering to solutions to some of their graphic design issues. So I appreciate you being on the show today.
My pleasure. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
You're so welcome, because I learned something, and that helps. I try to learn something new every day.
Yeah,
You'd think I'd be
exactly.
smart by now. All righty, everybody. If you could hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up for the video. If you enjoyed the video and learned something today, hit that thumbs up button. Also, if you could comment below if you have any questions or concerns for Melissa, if you could put them in the comments below as well, and we'll try to get those answered for you. The links that Melissa was talking about are going to be down below in the YouTube description, so you can find them there. Everybody have a wonderful day.